Hi, this is Len Nevin with Loyalty Home Group. Just want to welcome you to This Month in Real Estate. It's December 19th, 2018. We're going to be talking about some numbers that closed off in November. So basically year to date up to the end of November. A lot of the data I get is from the National Association of Realtors, and it takes them a few weeks to gather all the data across the country, which is why we're getting it to you here on the 19th versus earlier in the month. Anyways, here's a couple of numbers that we're taking a look at. So, like I said, according to the National Association of Realtors, our projected home sales, right? So that increased for the second month in a row after a 6-month decline, right? So for 6 months it was going down, but now 2 months in a row it went back up, and we're up 1.9% to 5.32 million projected home sales. That's still down from 5.7 million a year ago, but definitely moving back in the right direction, which is good. The national median home price for existing homes increased to $257,700, so that's up 1.05% from last month and up 4.2% from last year, which is good. You know, they have kind of that average 3 to 4% increase year over year is what they've traditionally shown over almost a 100-year period. So it's right on target to just the way things really should be. Obviously, some markets are lower, some markets are higher. That being said, let's take a look at Phoenix. Actually, before we jump in Phoenix, I'll give you kind of a look at the report that we're talking about here. Take a few minutes and take a look over this thing. What I like about it is it shows you what's going on with single-family homes, shows you what's going on with condos, what's going on in different parts of the country. So you really have a lot of options to look at to get a really good picture of what's happening in the real estate market. So that being said, let's jump into Phoenix. So in the Phoenix market, the number of home sales rose to 316,000. That is up 0.8% from the same time last year. So remember, that's January 1st through the end of November. So that's up compared to the year before. However, it's down. It's been kind of slowly decreasing. So it's not down, but last month it was up 1.8%. Now it's 0.8%. So it's not accelerating as quick as it was, say a year ago. Anyways, median sales price, however, for the Phoenix market dropped from October to November from 262.5 to 262. So it dropped 500,000 as the median price. So that's down 0.19% from the previous month. However, it's still up 6.71% from a year ago. So the Phoenix market's definitely seeing a higher increase in prices versus the national average. So let's jump into Chicago. In Chicago, the number of home sales rose to 117,643,000. However, that is down 2.71% from a year ago. The median sales price stayed basically the same at 231. It was 231,500, 232, so it went up $1,000. However, it's still up 3.1% from a year ago, so that's good news. It's continuing to go up, but once again, you see Phoenix up 6.7, Chicago up 3.1. Kind of where it levels off right in that 4% range. Long story short, New Year's a couple weeks away. If you're looking to sell, it's still a great time. As you can see from the national numbers, there's an influx of buyers coming back in. So they took a break. There was the election, there was increased interest rates. Now interest rates have dropped down a little bit. The midterm elections are over. Uncertainties kind of disappeared from that perspective. It's a great time if you're looking to sell. I would recommend getting your house up on the market in the month of January. Beat the spring rush. February, March, and April are typically going to have higher number of properties hitting the market. So why not be at the beginning of that? Because buyers are going to start coming to the market basically January 1st. Might as well be part of that initial wave versus the homes that haven't sold already. Just something to think about if you're looking to sell. If you're looking to buy, prices are going to be they're negotiable still right now. If anybody's been sitting in the market for a while, they're more apt to work with you on their price or condition, concessions, whatever it ends up being. You're going to have a good conversation with people. So just know that it's still a great time with interest rates dropping a little bit. That should help as well. So affordability, your dollar goes a lot further than it might have, even 60 days ago. So that's something to think about. Anyways, let's talk about interest rates real quick. According to Freddie Mac, the national average for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage last month was at 4.81. Now we're at 4.63. So like I said, your dollar goes a lot further this month than it did just even a month ago. Long story short, to learn how these numbers affect you, your home, your buying options, your selling options, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. As you can see just from this short little video, you can see how the national numbers are way different than the local numbers. So even in Phoenix, I can look at one part of town versus another part of town. It can be a drastically different story. Same with Chicago. There's just the average sales prices are different from city to city. What's going on with that municipality? Is that mayor helping out the city, or are people moving to a neighboring one? Is one county working better than the next? Those are all little things that affect your local market. So reach out to us. Let us run those numbers for you. Let's sit down. Let's talk about what your plans are, and we can really help you make the most educated business decision. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's your home. It's an emotional thing, but it still should be looked at as a business decision, because you're not going to spend that much money on a regular basis. It's, for some people, they buy 2 or 3 homes in their entire lifetime. So let's help you do it right. Thanks, and reach out, like I said, if you have any questions.